Hello and welcome friends to my investment literacy channel. As you know, Paytm is all set to get listed in Indian stock market through a RS 16,600 crore IPO, and that would be the ever biggest IPO in Indian stock market history after Coal India. So let's talk about the biggest ever IPO in India. Today we are going to cover its business model, financials, and challenges that are facing now and will be faced in future too. So before starting, my humble request to all of you to like, share and subscribe my channel to get more and more update about the Indian stock market. Please also note that this video is only for educational purpose. So now let's start. At the beginning, let's understand what is Paytm. Paytm, owned by 197 Communications, is a digital platform that allows you to transfer cash into integrated wallet via online banking, debit cards, credit cards, or even depositing cards via selected banks and partners. The word is an abbreviation of pay through mobile. It was founded in 2010 by Vijay Shekhar Sharma in Noida with an initial investment of 2 million USD, and currently it is one of the largest digital payment players in the country and third in terms of UPI payments with a market share of around 12%. Among the transactions you can make on Paytms are endless. For example, you can pay at restaurant, grocery stores, petrol pump, then street food, then movies. You can pay electric bill or while parking your car. So the list is too lengthy, and in addition to this, you can buy goods on company's e-commerce platform using wallet, and even make online or offline payments at over 8 lakh merchants. Here I kept only few popular of them. Then if you compare with the payment company to other payments companies like Google Pay and Phone Pay, then from here it is pretty much clear to all of you that Paytm with its payment bank license, payment gateway leading through postpaid businesses has emerged as disruptable leader in the market segment. Now let's understand his shareholding pattern. This is very important to understand, and we will compare before and after the IPO the possible shareholding pattern of two. So here we see the major shareholders are Ant Group 29.6, then coming to SoftBank 18.3, then Elevation Capital 7.2, then Vijay Shekhar Sharma 14.6, Alibaba 7.2, and others 13.1. Please remember the shareholding pattern. Now let's try to understand the business model. When we see the business model, we see that it can provide services in three major segments. One is Paytm payment service, another is financial service, and another is commercial and cloud services. So let's understand in simple way. Like when we talk about the Paytm bank, uh, it has started. Okay, sorry. When we are talking about the Paytm bank, as of March 31st, it had 6.4 crore saving accounts. Here you can open your current as well as saving account without any payment fees, and you will get 4% annual return like saving and bank account. And there will be no restrictions related to any type of transaction. But if you deposit over 1 lakh, then it would move to fixed deposit with a partner bank and you will get 7% interest per annum. Then when we talk about the Paytm money, then It is worth to mention that it has started 2017 as a mutual fund distribution platform, but now it not only offers other investment avenues like retirement schemes and gold, but it also launched its high-tech enabled broking businesses. The platform charges zero fees for users for the trading in cash market and flat fees of 10 rupees per derivative trading. And here up to now 2.08 lakh equity trading accounts are there, and of which 1.4 lakhs are active. Now, when we talk about the Paytm wallet, we store certain amount of money in Paytm wallet, and then it will be saved in another bank from which Paytm will earn interest at some point. Then the next is recharge businesses. When we are talking about the recharge businesses, currently Paytm is earning a commission of 2 to 3% per recharge. And when we are talking about the digital gold, with the partnership of well-known gold refiner MMTC PAMP, you can buy and sell gold using this platform. And it has e-commerce vertical, which is quite wide. When you add the Paytm money in Paytm wallet using your net banking account, a debit card or credit card, you can start making payment for bills, buying goods, booking tickets, etc. Paytm also allow you to send money from one to other people's Paytm wallet or bank account. And if you summarize, then the sources of revenue, as the sources of revenue, we can highlight some significant sources like it's gaining 4 to 6% interest from escrow account maintained in nationalized bank, advertisement on its website, then commission from utility payments and recharges, then commission of 1% for transferring money from merchant e-wallet to their bank account. Now let's talk about the challenges. I hope you have understood now that Paytm operating in various segments with diluted focus, hence need to compete with specialized market players in the corresponding fields, such such as in financial service industry. It is competing with HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Bajaj Finance. Whenever we are talking about the financial sector, it has to compete with new age brokers such as Zerodha, Grow of Stocks. When we are talking about the commercial cloud service, it has to compete with Make My Trip in Travel, Book My Show in Event Booking, Flipkart and Amazon in case of e-commerce, right? Then when we are talking about the finance, out of total 41 entities, only 12 companies have posted profits so far. Then the revenues of the Paytm banks has been declined by 5.8%. Consolidated operating revenue has dropped 14.6%, and actual revenue dropped 7.4%. So all are negative point for this company. Now, fortunately, non-operating collections from the financial assets soared by 154% in this fiscal year, and expenses related to the contest ticketing and subcontract expenses dropped by 44% and 69% respectively. So these are advantages of this company. Now, if you compare year-on-year basis, only if we focus on last 2 years, then we'll see that operating revenue has been declined 26.31%. They able to cut their total expenses by 22%. Still, they are booking loss only, and the total cash flow is negative. EBITDA margin is negative, although they have improved from FY20 to FY21. Asset turnover ratio is quite poor. Expenditure operating revenue is not satisfactory. Return on equity is huge negative. Now, the most important point we are going to discuss here. So, use your knowledge and you can take decision whether you are going to apply this biggest IPO or not. First interesting point is that the stakeholder, Ant Group, Alibaba, Japan's SoftBank, Elevation Capitals selling their stakes in the company. Then Ratan Tata, Chairman Emirates of the Tata Group, who expected to sell his stock. Major investors and founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma and Ajay Shekhar Sharma will also dilute his holding as well. And because of this huge competition it is facing from the established player in their corresponding market, it will continue loss will continue due to operating expenses. So friend, now you decide whether you are going to be part of this IPO or not. If you wish to take part in this IPO and if you want to increase the chances to get the IPO, please visit my previous video that I have posted. Wish you good luck and see you next time with another interesting topics.